West Ham 2, Newcastle 3, just finished at the London Stadium. Tom, 2-0 down at half time. 2 goals, similar goals we conceded. What did you make of the first half and the goals we conceded?
Just so disappointing, so shocking, awful. We just look like a team that at the moment, since the Oxford game, let's be fair, we look like a team devoid of any ideas, any sort of creativity even. The football's not even good, which is what we expected to see under Pellegrini. Even if the results aren't good, show us some good football, because that's what this was supposed to be all about. We'd come from David Moyes, it was terrible. This is no better at the moment, and I do think, I'm not giving them a get out of jail free card, I think it's confidence, because I was saying to Charlie before the game where I thought a lot of the problems were just lately, and I saw exactly the same things today, and it's little things like movement. Players are on the ball. We're all saying that all we do is pass it side to side. Why are we doing that? We're doing it because nobody's actually making any sort of clever movement. Nobody's trying to run beyond the striker to stretch teams, which gives you creative players time on the ball to dictate play and make things happen. We're not doing that, and I don't understand why, but that's got to come from the manager, because if we're not doing it, it's up to him to enforce it and to tell these players what you need to be doing. You've only got to watch teams like Liverpool and look how they work, because Haller would work perfectly in the Firmino role of dropping off a bit deeper, the wingers running beyond him supplying them. We'd be really dangerous, but we don't want to do that, and I always think when players are reluctant to do that, it's almost as if they're hiding, and that comes down to a lack of confidence. Like I said, I'm not trying to give him a get out of jail free card, because that's still unacceptable. You've also got the starting lineup today. I'm looking at it, I'm thinking, Zabaleta, look, I love the bloke as a person. He's been a fantastic professional for us during his time at the club. I really like him as a guy. He's finished. He was finished at the end of last season, and he was up against Saint Maximin. The guy absolutely rinsed him. There was an occasion there today where I think in the first half, it was one of their one-on-ones they ended up having with the keeper. Zabaleta had a 5-yard head start on him. He still rinsed him. He should have seen that was about the 30th minute. I remember seeing it and thinking, as harsh as this is, I'd haul him off now. You've got to get some pace down that side. Bring Fredericks on. And he didn't. It took him until the 70th minute to see that. We all saw it. It's just shocking. It's just not good enough. And I don't know what more to say than that. I'm just really, really disappointed today.
Where's it going wrong defensively for us, Tom? Because generally speaking, West Ham fans are quite happy with the performances of our centre-backs this season. But yeah, we've just shipped 3 to Newcastle United, and it's not the first team we're shipping goals to either.
You say that one of them was a free kick. I'd have to see it again, see if Roberto was at fault or not, because, well, I'm no goalkeeping expert. I've never played in goal in my life. But apart from that, we don't deal with balls into the box very well at all. Another concern and another thing that should be dealt with on the training ground all week. It's the basics. That's the basics. You can be undone with a great bit of skill, but when we're getting done by balls into the box all the time, that's just not good enough. And again, that's something that I always look to be down to coaching almost. So yeah, again, just totally unacceptable. Not good enough. Sorry, I was just going to say another thing. I don't want to criticise Newcastle. I really like Newcastle as a club. I respect them. I always think they're a bit like us. And they were fantastic today, and they thoroughly deserved the 3 points. Congratulations to Newcastle. Absolutely terrific. But they've come here today and scored 3 goals. And they've been struggling all season to score goals.
I've saved this question for you because I know you're a Martin Noble fan. What's happened to him recently, Tom? I think he's been average at best the last couple of games, and today I thought he was really poor, really, really poor, Tom.
He was poor, and again, as you say, I hold my hands up, like you say. I find it hard to criticise Martin Noble because he's a hero of mine, but his passing is just way off it. I'm not really sure what's going on. I do think, like I said, that some players could give him more options on the ball, which maybe would help. But he is sort of running around today a little bit like I say, I don't want to be too disrespectful, but a little bit like a headless chicken. And it was probably the right call to bring him off. A lot of the times when he does bring him off, I will counteract that by saying I don't agree with it, because I don't always agree with bringing your captain off, because I think that sends a bad message. You need your captain on the pitch,
especially when Creswell's your vice captain. I think that's also a bit, for me, I think that's a bit of it's a big downgrade, and it's gone from the West Ham player to a guy who we don't even know if he's starting next Saturday. It could be Masuaku and stuff. So I get your point there. What about the manager, Pellegrini? I'm asking everyone this question. Is he under pressure for you now?
100%. More. I'm going to sort of repeat myself now, but especially for me because of the brand of football. Because when Pellegrini come in, I can always accept us not being challenged. People, when people talk about top 6 stuff like that, I'm never gonna, because as a West Ham fan, we expect to be a mid-table club, maybe struggling down the bottom even. But I want to see good football. We'd had 6 months of David Moyes where it was atrocious. So Pellegrini comes in, you're thinking, right, we're going to see some really good, entertaining, attacking, free-flowing football. And that's not happening. And the thing is, what I was saying earlier about the simple things, players making movements off the ball, people running beyond the striker, that's easy stuff that I'm seeing. I'm not a football manager. Pellegrini must see that because he's worked with some of the best. He must have seen that. He needs to be telling the players, you're not doing this, do it. And if you're not doing it, then you aren't going to play. It's as simple as that. He's either not telling them or he's not dropping them and allowing them to...
Which is worse?
Which is worse is... Yeah, to be fair, which is worse is telling them and just getting the same results every week.
Interesting. Cheers, Tom. Thank you very much.
Buddy.
Pleasure as always.